Impeached President of South Korea, Yoon Suk Yeol around noon on Wednesday, according to the Asia country local time, surrendered himself for arrest to the Corruption Investigation Office for high-ranking officials, CIO, after the CIO led over 3,000 policemen to invade the residence of the impeached president early morning night at about 1 a.m. on Wednesday, breaking barriers mounted by over 200 personnel of Presidential Security Service (PSS) who have shielded him from arrest since he was impeached by the country's parliament over short-lived martial law he declared in December 2024. The impeached South Korean president, Yoon Suk Yeol, in a pre-recorded video message, said he decided to surrender to the CIO to avoid bloodshed, insisting the arrest warrant was illegal and executed by force even when CIO lacked the authority to investigate the case. CIO said since Yoon was detained in their facility, the impeached president has refused to utter a word or respond to their questions. I decided to respond to the CIO's investigation, despite it being an illegal investigation, to prevent unsavory bloodshed, Yoon said in the pre-recorded statement. After the hour's standoff, at noon, Yoon's motorcade was later seen leaving his residence in an upscale area known as Seoul's Beverly Hills. It arrived at the investigator's office but was quickly surrounded by security and moved to the back of the building, where Yoon slipped in, evading the waiting media. Authorities now have 48 hours to question Yoon, after which they must seek a warrant to detain him for up to 20 days or release him, according to news reporters monitoring the situation in Seoul. Yoon, who faces charges of insurrection over his short-lived effort to impose martial law in December 2024, is the first sitting president in the nation's history to be arrested. He could face the death penalty or life in jail if he is found guilty of insurrection, according to local observers. Yonhap News Agency had reported that investigators passed through another line of blockers in second attempt to detain Yoon. Investigators locked in standoff with presidential security in second attempt to detain Yoon. Fire authorities transport one injured in standoff outside presidential residence. Such detention warrants against Yoon to remain valid until January 21st. Investigators in physical clash as the attempt to forcibly enter presidential residence. Investigators warned that attempts to resist Yoon's detention could lead to arrest. Yoon's lawyers say warrant to detain Yoon invalid. Police deploy some 3,000 personnel outside presidential residence to secure access. Yoon's lawyers arrive at presidential residence, protest against attempts to detain impeached president. Adding, investigators used ladders to enter the presidential residence compound Wednesday in their second attempt to detain impeached President Yoon Suk Yeol over his short-lived imposition of martial law. As of 7:30 a.m., dozens of police officials had entered the compound in central Seoul and passed through California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. CAL FIRE has confirmed that more than 15,000 personnel including international firefighters have taken position in Los Angeles ahead of the red flag warning of more wildfires with stronger winds expected through Wednesday in the California city, with President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine ordering 150 of his firefighters to move to the United States of America, U.S. County to save lives. The state governor, Gavin Newsom, also confirmed that more than 1,460 fire engines, 80 aircrafts, 170 water tenders and 175 dozers have been deployed to Southern California to battle the historic wildfires, with more higher winds expected to pick up this week. CAL FIRE in a statement said, more than 15,000 personnel, including state, local, federal, tribal, out-of-state, and international resources, are actively responding to historic fires in the Los Angeles region, with additional resources pre-positioned ahead of red flag conditions expected through Wednesday. Key updates: Palisades Fire, 23,700 plus acres burned, 14% containment. Eaton Fire, 14,000 plus acres burned, 33% containment. Hearst Fire, 95% contained. Red flag warnings remain in effect, with forecasted damaging winds 55-70 miles per hour (mph) and low humidity creating extreme fire danger. CAL FIRE has pre-positioned additional resources and set up a mobilization center to respond quickly to new threats. Crews are working around the clock to repair infrastructure, remove hazards, and prepare for safe repopulation once red flag conditions subside, expected Wednesday night. Governor Gavin Newsom in a separate statement on Monday said that, "I'm expanding our ongoing special session with the legislature to provide Los Angeles with billions in funding for firestorm response and recovery efforts. We're moving quickly to help Angelenos who've lost their homes and schools to build back better." Update: resources continue to be deployed across SoCal to fight the Los Angeles wildfires, with additional reinforcements en route as we speak. 15,000 plus personnel, 2,400 plus California National Guard members, 1,460 plus fire engines, 80 plus aircraft, 170 plus water tenders, and 175 plus dozers. In anticipation of higher winds picking up this week, hundreds of firefighting assets are currently prepositioned across Southern California, in Los Angeles, Orange, Ventura, Riverside, San Bernardino, and San Diego counties. President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine had in a videos and written statement on Monday said that, "Today, I instructed Ukraine's Minister of Internal Affairs and our diplomats to prepare for the possible participation of our rescuers in combating the wildfires in California. The situation there is extremely difficult, and Ukrainian Los Angeles Department of Medical Examiner has confirmed that it has received over 24 dead bodies for examination from law enforcement agency following the ongoing wildfire disaster ravaging the capital city of California in the United States of America, US for than a week now, just as the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, CAL FIRE, stated on its website that over 19,300 people have sustained injuries, 12,300 houses burnt, and more than 40,000 acres of land destroyed. Los Angeles Department of Medical Examiner in a press statement on Sunday, published the 24 reported cases and stated thus, "The below information contains cases reported to the County of Los Angeles Department of Medical Examiner, DME, by the investigating law enforcement agency and are still under investigation by the department. The DME cannot confirm human remains until after the DME processes them at our facility." California Governor Gavin Newsom says the ongoing Los Angeles wildfire could be the most devastating natural disaster in U.S. history, one that has destroyed thousands of homes and forced 100,000 people to evacuate. Local observers said that the so-called Santa Ana winds, a weather phenomenon, are helping drive the wildfires in Los Angeles and are likely to worsen. Reuters on Monday reported that firefighters raced to contain the frontiers of two Los Angeles wildfires that burned for the sixth straight day, taking advantage of a brief respite in hazardous conditions before high winds were expected to fan the flames anew. People with horses could be seen on videos posted online in the Altadena-Pasadena area trying to escape the Eaton fire in Los Angeles County. The Eaton fire has forced evacuations and temporarily shut down schools in the area. President Joe Biden had convened Vice President Kamala Harris and key officials to receive a virtual briefing on the administration's efforts to suppress the wildfires across Los Angeles, and to discuss how the federal resources he has directed are supporting the state and local response. Media in Los Angeles also reported that Air Tanker 10 USFS, which drops up to 9,400 acres of fire retardant on wildfires, has been deployed as one of the aircraft supporting in the wildfires emergency response, with 4 air bases currently supporting the firefighting effort across Southern California. Mexico team on Sunday arrived in Los Angeles to join the fight against the wildfires. CAL FIRE in a statement said that California has expanded its response efforts, welcoming assistance from Texas, Canada, and Mexico to join neighboring states already providing critical support in battling the Southern California wildfires. These reinforcements are crucial not only for containment efforts but also to provide much-needed relief to the brave firefighters on the front lines. According to California Governor Gavin Newsom, 72 firefighters and emergency personnel have arrived from Mexico to help respond to the Los Angeles fires. Emergencies have no borders, and we are deeply grateful to President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo for your unwavering support during one of California's greatest times of
Bring you the news in a more digital way.